welcome to the Binge Thinker for another week. My name is Jamil Raymond, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you here as always. Man, my face is fucking itchy at the moment. My trimmer, my face trimmer, and other trimmer, the all-in-one trimmer. Side note, let's go straight away. Surprisingly sober when I talk about this. Isn't that so funny? Just Manscaped, how well they have hyper-targeted men for shaving their balls. Like, the fact that they have made a living really just creating a device that specializes in not nicking your sack or your schlong. That the way that you can differentiate a body hair trimmer purely just based on that one insecurity, that one vulnerable moment that we have as people to completely not dominate but dismiss an entire category of personal body groomers and trimmers, etc. Also, don't forget they have really marketed themselves well by targeting various, their target market well. They know that most of their target market is watching podcasts, and that's why you see all the podcasters having Manscaped sponsorships. They know that the people they're looking after, or they're targeting, are younger, want to look good, want to make sure their junk is all sorted. So yeah, just thought that was really interesting. That good on them. That just the perspective of value that you can create, that you can completely dominate and really isolate a market by really honing into a high value element of their experience that wants to be resolved or solved for, right? Really cool stuff. Why was I talking about that again? Oh yeah, because my face trimmer stopped working in the shower, and I haven't shaved in a few days, and it's starting to get itchy and irritable. Yes, I have to do that. Like, I just starting to notice it. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't mind myself with facial hair. I wish I could grow a full beard. I am consistently thinking to myself to go get some minoxidil or some Copenhagen grooming, which is minoxidil. Minoxidil, for you working at home or playing at home or working at home, I hope that you are doing well whilst you work, and I'm bringing some light into your day. It's the active ingredient in Rogaine, I'm pretty sure. And instead of using it on your scalp, there's a sub-community on Reddit called Minox Beards, where people have been using minoxidil on their face for an extended period of time, and it has some really good results in regards to growing a beard, growing some facial hair out. You know, it even works on Asians. That's how you know it's good shit, right? You're never going to get the full Arab beard sort of stuff, but if you're getting facial hair on Asians, you're doing some hard shit in the genetics. You know what I mean? And yeah, I tried it a while ago with something called Copenhagen grooming, which I did think worked. I didn't use it consistently, but I can see that it's worked to a degree. I need to be more consistent with it. So maybe I do that whilst I'm in Thailand. Just sit there, grow my facial hair. Because my hair does grow much faster in a warmer climate. So I will have to get a little bit of trim done before I leave with Lee, my lovely Malaysian lesbian barber, who I've seen for a decade now. A decade? Probably about 8 years. But yes, I would love to just get consistent coverage across the face. But only at a very, not longer than what I've got now, which should probably be about a 3 or a 4 on a trimmer. Because at a 2, where I leave it about 2 millimeters, that's fine. Bit of stubble, it's good. But I have this nervous tick where I will start to chew. I will chew off my hair. Like, I will just sort of pinch the side of my mouth and sort of like suck it in a little bit, and then literally pull the hairs out with my teeth as a nervous tick, and it's a bit of an irritability. So, yeah, don't know where I got that from. But it is what it is, and then after a while, like I'm starting to see it now. You can there's gaps where I know the hair was. I'm just sort of chewing it like a dog with fleas or some sort of shit. Oh well, it is what it is. I think I just said that already, but yeah, got to trim my face. What else has been going on? A few life updates, Textiles Academy updates. What have I been up to the last few weeks? I'm delivering my last lecture this week on how to go to market. What are the main areas of marketing that you need to understand? and basically teach these founders how to start selling themselves on the interwebs and start developing their brands and developing their go-to-markets and their core messaging, so they can go on the internet and speak to, show their wares, show their stories, show their interesting stuff, and then hopefully get people interested in buying their things. So very useful for them. Also useful for me as a nice reminder of how I should go to market. I definitely am learning as I put this stuff together. As I say, you learn twice. Once when you learn it, and once when you teach it to somebody else. And I'll be honest, part of this stuff I'm learning for the first time as well. Well, not learning for the first time, but sort of reminding myself of. Just for example, there's only really 4 ways to do marketing. There is cold outbound, warm outbound, social, and ads. So the outbounds, what is that? So warm outbound is reaching out to people that you know, contacts, networks, etc., etc. Just going, hey, I've built this thing. Is this something you might be interested in? Would you like to try it or buy it? And then they go yes or no, and that's usually got the most successful, highest success rate, because people know you and they trust you and you have a degree of brand equity with them, and they go, yeah, I'll try your thing out. You're a cool person. I like you. Let me check you out. Check this out. See what's going on. Cold outbound is when you target people who would be best fit towards your target market or your product. So if you are selling, for example, let's just use Tech Sales Academy, I would be reaching out, they'll be doing cold outbound to a bunch of early in career tech sales on LinkedIn, which is what I'll be doing a lot more of once I finish this lecture series this week, because I have to fix the community up. I just don't have enough time, man. I don't have enough time to do all the things I want to do, but they will get done. But basically I want to get the community right, get the funnel right. I've been putting off these videos for the last couple of weeks, the value video, and building up the community. I've been chipping away at it, don't get me wrong. It's just that, there's only so many things I can do in a day before my brain goes, you have done enough, and I have to have a rest. But let me talk about this analogy, and then I'll go back to the other two of social and paid. It's a great thing. Another lesson from Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, where he was in Japan, and he was in this big, beautiful garden, a huge garden, and he saw this guy here, older Japanese gentleman, the gardener, was tending to the garden, and he was taking his time. He was using old school tools and just really taking his time, and I think he was like picking out like bad grass with a bamboo tweezers. And Jensen goes to this guy, man, this is quite a beautiful garden you got here. And he says, yes, I've been looking after it for 25 years. And he goes, yeah, aren't you going to run out of time to do all this work with such little tools? And he goes, this is my life's work. I have all the time I need. And that's a profound lesson, right? Is to go, shit, if you are really doing your life's work, which I hope and I believe that I am doing, fucking slow down a little bit, mate. Like, you don't have to get it all done at once. The people that you want to serve will find you. You don't even know how many people you're going to serve anyway. A lot of them, the vast majority of the people that you will serve, don't even know who you are yet. So, and they'll keep doing their own lives and doing their own things until you find the space and the time to radiate and magnetize at the same time. And just fucking take it easy, brother. Take it fucking easy, mate. Got enough money to get by. You got some very healthy pipeline for coaching. I'm just learning to relax into it. And also over this last week, as I have eased into the idea of the community and being real honest about what I want to do with the community and showing value and looking after people and serving them and not really caring about making the most money out of them. I just sort of ease. You just take it easy. You're like, man, I know that I'm going to put out so much good fucking value to the right people in enough time. Like, yeah, my nervous system has been relaxing, which is nice, and easing into it. Funnily enough, the number one way I know this is funny. The number one way I know that my nervous system is relaxing and I'm getting out of survival mode and being my own self again, is that I've gotten my fucking libido back. Is that I've been operating under this low hum of anxiety and stress since the start of the year, really, since quitting Cisco, jumping out into my own thing, going into monk mode with the course, launching last month in this tiz of just been so wholly and solely focused on building this thing and getting my business and my life to financial safety. Yeah, man, like, dude, I haven't gotten laid in fucking months. I think it's been almost 9 months. September, I think. Yeah, it's been a fucking minute. And I've always wanted, no, I wouldn't say wanted to, but curious to, but I haven't really put any efforts out for the last 6 months. Sometimes I'll doom scroll on a dating app from time to time. And I've tried a little bit more, but it's just like, I got more important shit to do. I got the mission. Your mission must come before your woman. And for that, you'll be coming alone for some time. Which is the reality of life, and I'm okay with it. I've made my peace with it, and yeah. But that's what I've noticed, is that sex drive is back a little bit, sort of poking my head out a little bit more, figuratively, not literally. Don't worry, I'm not wearing trench coats around town. It's way too cold to be a trench coat guy right now, unless you got a fucking hog. Let's be real. Imagine, that would be so brutal. Being a fucking trench coat flasher in Melbourne cold weather, all that shrinkage, you've really got to love the game of exposing yourself if you're willing to put flaccid cold dick out into the open, because it's less sexual assault and more hitchhiking. Just putting a little thumb out. Okay, can I get a ride? Putting your thumb out like a hitchhiker and being like, can I get a lift? If you're lucky, that's a fucking shower. If you've got if you're able to pull a thumb out in this cold weather, most likely you're just walking around with a fucking acorn on top of a walnut and half a walnut. Goodness me. How's that for a visual on your Tuesdays? So yeah, getting the libido back, getting the drive back. Actually, I'll talk about this. And then we'll go. I still got the open loop of the other types of ads. It's personal, but I won't reveal. I asked a girl out yesterday, very directly. I've never done it before. I asked her out via video message on Instagram, and never done that before. Never really done anything so direct, because I did not know this girl well at all. I met her once at a party last year. This is me taking here's the baseball swing, right? Here's me swinging for the fucking fence. I met her once at my cousin's party. She was one of her workmates, little cutie, gorgeous. I was DJing. I remember vividly. I walked past her once. I walked past her a couple of times and felt there was an attraction. There was a vibe. And then I was DJing that night, and yeah, she was dancing with a friend. Thought she looked cute. They were taking videos of playing with a Pixel Whip, which is like this LED whip, like a flow toy. Okay, so that was cool. And then I remember, I got to know her friend She was a Filipino chick who was on Pingers. So she was absolutely loving the tunes. The other girl, the girl that I asked out, she was sober, I think, maybe had a couple of drinks, but yeah, just wasn't partying. But I added them both because we had a great time. We followed each other. And yeah, we've just sort of been doing that sort of Instagram back and forth. And yeah, she's always thought she was cute, always thought there was something there. She's a spiritual girl. She's into yoga, sound healing, all that good stuff that I need in my life. A nice, calming feminine influence. And yeah, I've always thought she was cute. She never really occupied my mind that much until recently when I did the Temazcal ceremony and again did a lot of that cleansing of the anxiety and the trauma that was trapped around my heart. And she sort of, I remember, yeah, around that time where I was there, she sort of came up in my mind a fair bit. And, intuitively, that, when I feel that, there is that intuitive connection, there is that binding energy, there's something there. And, yeah, I noticed it a fair bit a few weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, and, yeah, it just keeps popping up and popping up. And I was like, as I was sort of making this decision to leave and go to go to Thailand, which I'm doing, I was like, I really should just fucking explore this because I've trusted every other feeling like this in my life to date. So why not just take the fucking swing? Because it's either I ask her and I get a no, which is fine because I'm actually happy that I just reached out and followed my gut with this and sort of just actually had the balls to do something like this, which is just go, hey, you don't really know me, but you know me because you've seen my Instagram posts and I know that we would be spiritually aligned. So I was just like, oh, fuck it. Just let me ask. And you can't control the outcome. I'm just glad that I'm just following this. So I sent her a video message yesterday and told her the exact direct truth. Told her she was cute. Told her about the Temazcal. And just saying, hey, I'm just following some intuition here. So let me ask you out. Let's catch up. And let me just get to know you. And see where this goes. So I was like, lo and behold, she said yes, which was great. That's as far as it's gotten, because I only messaged her yesterday, and she's replied this morning, which is fantastic. But yeah, I feel oddly calm, which is not like me at all when it comes to women. So is that, a response from the universe, that there's this degree of calm? Is that the trauma work and the trauma healing sort of not revealing that amount of anxiety or that stress about, being with other? I don't know. But it certainly is noticeable for me to not feel anxious when I think about pursuing her. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that usually when I think about going on a date with someone, I'm anxious as fuck. And yeah, there is a lot of anxiety around that. Well, to be fucking honest, I don't think I've gone to many dates recently. I think I've gone to one date when I was seeing a girl last year where I wasn't high, just to get rid of the anxiety. So, yeah, that's progress. I'll take that progress. The fact that I had the balls to just slide in someone's DMs, just directly ask them out. The win's even better, of course, but also the degree of calm that I feel in this process. All progress, right? Sometimes you need to recognize that your degree of progress isn't necessarily the big win, but it's the change in behavior and the change in feeling that you have towards a trigger or a stimulation. Those are the wins, right? Those are the real wins. Those are the 1%ers that lead to the big ones in the long run. So I don't know how this will turn out. I'm just hoping at the very least, to get to know her, feel the vibe out. I could be completely wrong about this. It'd be pretty funny if I got to talk to her and then meet her and then she was just like, we just did not vibe at all. That'd be pretty funny. But hey, again, the win's already had. Everything else is upside. I don't know what I'm going to make of this situation because I am leaving, but I'll leave it open. I'm not gonna close anything off and make decisions based on that. We'll see what happens. But there's a win, right? There's a bit of bravery, a little progress. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, back to the other types of lead generation. So we talked about cold and warm outreach. Then there is social media content, which is what I'll be focusing on, even though I'm relatively new to that game. And then there's paid ads, where you just create good content, get good creative, and you rely on your marketing people to generate that for you. Get some SEO or some paid ad experts over and see if they can get you content and get you leads. And then I'll be talking about the benefits of posting on LinkedIn and growing every day, because that's what you need to do as a business leader. If you're a founder, and this is what I'm doing, and I'm trying to get more bullish on it, is to just openly talk about your progress, your dreams, your ambitions. You're selling the future. You're selling trust through vulnerability. You're selling, you are selling your brand through consistency of action, and it does attract leads. Like, honestly, I've been posting consistently. I've been engaging consistently on 6 weeks for the last 6 weeks, and I have probably I've generated at least a lead a week at this point. So, like, that's pretty good for someone that, like, it's surprising that lead gen comes when I only have 2,700 followers. I'm probably gaining, I think I gained about I think I'm getting 10%, 15% follower growth for the first month, which is pretty good. But I've got some real fucking heavy content to come out. I'm about to fire some fucking missiles at Telstra Enterprise 3 years after the game. Actually, let me talk about that. Is that I'm going to post a bit of content about revealing Telstra's broad strategy of the last 3 years. So, most of you won't know. Telstra they are letting go of another 2,500 jobs, or over 2,000 jobs, mostly in the enterprise business division, and downsizing that, which is terrible, awful, especially in this economy where it's so hard for people to get jobs in the tech sector. And it's a brutal time to not be employed. I think even I would struggle to get a job right now, to find a role at the moment. But this has all been part of Telstra's bigger strategy to become a pipe company again. They are not invested in being an ICT company anymore. They are going strategically back to being a pipe company again. They're going back to their basics. They just want to sell pipes, internet connections, etc. And I've been holding my tongue on this theory for the last 3 years, but I've seen it come to fruition over the last 3 years since they got made redundant. I've seen them spin out their new business units. And basically they are a wholesale company. They want to be a wholesaler again, and are going back to government, back to the 90s. So I want to fucking fire that rocket next week, because June 30, I know there'll be thousands of salespeople that are having their last days and their last weeks. And that's a brutal time. We talked about this a few weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, about my last day at Telstra. And it's been crazy and interesting to see this come full circle. So I think what I'm going to reveal and the manner I'm going to reveal it is going to be, it's going to shake the tree a little bit. It's going to rack up a few bees' nests, rack up the hive is what I'm trying to say. Get a buzz going. Fuck it. I've been sort of ruminating on this for the last few weeks, and it's this time 3 years ago, This time 3 years ago. I was anxious as fuck, trying to figure out how I squeeze every single dollar out of Telstra before I go. And I remember how fucking unsupported and anxious and how traumatic that time was. I was chewing on fucking edibles just to calm myself down. Just furious and feeling so fucking abandoned by this whole ordeal of, being made redundant despite all the things I had done. And to be here 3 years later, where I've been, top 1% at another company, bouncing back, making more money than I ever did at Telstra, living a much better life than I was during those years, starting this company and getting it going based on those heartbreaking moments of despair and lack of, just being a cog in the fucking machine. To be here, I got to be real fucking grateful for that I am here and I've gone on this wild fucking journey of what started as anguish and revenge and then immense growth, all of the travels, again, the trips, Hawaii, meeting fucking Cisco CEO. It's just to be here running my own shit 3 years later. Man, it's wild, man. What a journey. What a fucking trip this has been. All because of the rage and the anger and the sadness of being let go from that company. And I did wonder, especially for example, there is just still so much anger that I've been transmuting from the toxicity of that place, from shit managers, toxic workplace, being treated like a fucking cog in the machine. I am still transmuting so much of that anger into this course and into the why, and basically raging against the machine. Literally, that's the thing that sort of just comes up in my body now as I move into this world. Is something I wanted to talk about last week, but I just didn't have the time. Is I'm really selling freedom and getting out of this machine, getting out of this system. That's what I'm really selling when it comes to Tech Sales Academy. Not just with the sales course and building your financial skills and freedom, but also the life school, breaking free of your own mind and all of the challenges that come, everything, every challenge, every pain, every joy, all exists in your mind. So the more that we can relinquish those pain and that anguish and those moments from ourselves and, release the pressure that we very often create within ourselves without even knowing, that is freedom. That is freedom from suffering and freedom from the self. But really, the financial element and the personal development element of it is freedom. Fuck these machines, fuck these systems. They are crumbling around us and we can sense it. And just like when birds fly away before the earthquake comes, there are a lot of people that are feeling that way right now, but they have nowhere to fly. They don't know where to run. And that's sort of what I'm building here. At Tech Sales Academy is to go, if you feel that in your gut, that what the fuck is going on? I have more to me than this. There is more to my life than this. And it's like, welcome. Come join. Come join the Underground Railroad. Come join the rebellion. Come join the resistance. Come play the game inside the game of corporate life to win and get the fuck out. That's what I'm really selling. And that's what I've got to rework in the value video and all the content. This is why I'm sort of like patient, because I think that'll really hit a chord with people. Because again, the people that have really reached out to me the most are people starting their own shit, people that are trying to build their freedom. Most all my coaching come from startups. Most of the people running those startups want to get a fucking corporate. They want their freedom. They want to run their own shit, run their own lives. I noticed this the other day. The biggest creators on LinkedIn are all solopreneurs. They're all people that are trying to build their freedom. We're all aspiring for these higher ideals. It's not necessarily about, here's how you sell more stuff. I don't want to fucking be the sell more stuff guy. I want to be the guy that gives you your freedom so you can live a fucking liberated life in your own fucking terms, in your own ways. That's what I'm about. Because that's what I've been trying to do and I still continue to do today. And I'm not far. I'm not far from it, right? I could be a couple of months away, from being on a beautiful island in Phuket, getting sun, good food, good people, working with people that I like, being of service to the world, being of service to the people, who I coach and help them find their own financial freedom, give them skills. That's the cool shit, man. That's the fucking life, right? And that's what I'm looking forward to, is that it's like, don't worry, man, things are coming. These years of struggle, 3 years of work, of fighting. I think it's really going to change after June 30. I got a sensation around that. Whether it be, finishing these lecture series, I've got, these leads for coaching. Some of them are quite hot. Excuse me. I think, yeah, I know I said this in the last few weeks, but it's getting there. It's getting there. And I'm not going to jinx it, but I think, there's going to be a real switch being flipped in the next few months once I unlock I feel like I'm so close to like breaking open the safe. And what I really think it is the messaging in the community and having the emotional and financial anxiety relieved by having coaching clients and going, no matter what, I've got good money coming in. I've got great money coming in. I think I'm gonna end up between $15,000 and $20,000 a month at this point in the next couple of months, which would be fucking good Lord. And to have that undercurrent of cash sitting there available to me to then just focus on helping people, being present in the community, creating content with the rest of my time that I'm not coaching, and just building a fucking product that's so good. And again, getting that message of rebellion, right? And going, hey, I'm teaching you how to rage. I'm teaching you your freedom, teaching you how to get the fuck out, how to rage against the machine and get the fuck out. Fun fact, I am Rage Against the Machines, like I'm the top 0.05 of their listeners, right? So, yeah, there's definitely a degree of being the jester and not giving a fuck. I was talking to you last week about just hating LinkedIn and the week before. I can't wait to be a fucking troll on LinkedIn, man. Just once I get my content strategy right, I'm going to talk about weird shit, spirituality, just get my word out there. I'm going to be fucking doing some weird shit on LinkedIn because fuck them, bro. Fuck them. Fuck this weird commercial horse shit. Everyone there they're only there to make themselves feel good about their status, right? Is that everyone on LinkedIn is playing a status game. They're trying to become, I'm doing the same thing. Don't get me wrong. We're all playing the same fucking status games of trying to show ourselves as experts and leaders so we can sell our products or we can, big up ourselves and think that we've got a huge amount of followers, or I'm a thought leader, or, I'm the CEO and, I'm trying to find ways to improve my skills so I can make more money so that I can improve my status. It's all the same shit. It's all the same shit, right? We want convenience, we want emotional safety, and we want to improve our status. Right? We want our things to us as efficiently as possible. We want to feel safe that we can do so. And we want to be the biggest fucking dog on the planet. All right? We want to be the big dog. Myself included. And that's just the nature of the game. At least I have a degree of humility and the awareness that I know that I'm doing that. Right? Hopefully, you do too on the other side of this listening microphone, maybe the camera, who knows. So yes, that is, yeah, man, things are filling up. I do have to just navigate these next few weeks, and we're close. And the next month is going to be fucking wild, because I now have to I am committed to getting out of here by August, the latest, August 1st, and I got to get rid of all my shit. It's going to be crazy. What else did I have for you guys? What have I done? I've done about 30-ish, 35. Do I do anything else? Yesterday was Eid. Eid al-Adha. If for the people at home who don't know what Eid is, it's Muslim Christmas. So there's two Muslim Christmases. There's one after the end of Ramadan. So when we finish fasting, I would say that's the collective we. I did not fast. So that happened a few months ago. And then there is the Feast of Sacrifice, Eid al-Adha. And that comes at the end of Hajj, which is the mandatory pilgrimage for all Muslims. So all Muslims, it's one of the tenets of Islam, is you have to do a pilgrimage to Hajj, touch the dome of the rock, go to Saudi Arabia, which I will do. I would love to do that at one point. I think it would be very interesting to do the pilgrimage. I think it'd be a very spiritual experience, and it'd be just really interesting. I do want to go to, is it Jerusalem? I guess it'd be Jerusalem. I'd love to go to where all the dome, where all the fucking, where all the shit's happening, all the religious shit. Again, the Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, all born on a football oval. I don't know, it's half a suburb. All of the three Abrahamic religions were founded in a suburb of Jerusalem. So there's got to be some real spiritual, historical, interesting vibe down there for show. So that'd be cool to check out at some point, just to suss it out. What's going on? What's the vibe? What are we doing here? Why are y'all fighting? Why are y'all fighting so much, huh? But yes, the Feast of Sacrifice. So what we do is traditionally, the reason why we have this event for the Muslims, it is Haram. There is a story where Abraham, aka Ibrahim, because that's the Arab version of Abraham, gets a message from God. He gets a message from God to say, you must sacrifice one of your sons to me to show your faith to God. And Abraham, aka Ibrahim, goes, "Ooh, fuck, really? Shit. Well, if that's what the big man says, I'm a devout dude. I am a prophet. Oh, am I a prophet? I think he's a prophet. He's high up in the Islamic ranks. Big dog. He's Abraham. He's like one of the big. He's part of the big three club, right? The big Abrahamic club. Yeah, the Abrahamic religions. That's Abraham. Fuck, this guy's high-powered shit. Anyway, he goes, all right, let me. I think it's Ishmael he gives out. He offers one of his sons to be sacrificed to God. And just as the sacrifice is about to happen, God intervenes and sends in a ram, like a male sheep in the kid's place to be sacrificed. And basically God says, Abraham, you're a bad motherfucker in a good way. You've passed the test of commitment to God, and I like you. Good, lots of brownie points for you from the big man over here, right? And because he was willing to sacrifice, that's why we have this special day. And what we do is a bit of a tradition. We do something called a qurban, and qurban is basically sacrificing an animal on this holy day, where we literally will kill a sheep, a cow, goat, whatever you want. And we will distribute the food amongst family and friends, and have a big feast, and also give to the needy if we can. So that's it. That's what we do. That's the tradition. So the qurban happened yesterday. Here in Australia, we just order qurban, where you just go to a butcher and be like, one qurban, please. and this X amount of dollars, and then usually you will donate part of that money or the cost of that, or you will give some of that meat away to the disadvantaged, and they usually have a service for that as well. But if you're in Pakistan, they do that. They do the Qurban on the street, son. They do this shit on the fucking street. And what they will do is literally, it was happening right now in Pakistan and probably lots of other Arab countries, is that they will literally go to the market, buy a cow, buy a goat, buy a sheep. And on the streets of Pakistan, there is this massacre, just a massacre of homegrown halal butchering. And it is not pleasant because halal butchering of animals requires you to slit the throat. It's not like in Western countries where they put the bolt in the brain and sort of like instantly kill the animal. You have to cut that poor fucker's throat and let him bleed out. So you could literally, right now in Pakistan, there's just this absolute massacre of just bleeding out animals all over the streets of Karachi in Pakistan. It is disgusting. The streets are red. It stinks. I had the displeasure of seeing this when I was 11 years old. That was the last time I went to Pakistan in 2002. And I'm this fucking chubby little, nothing of a kid. And I've never seen this sort of shit before. Yeah, I've played Mortal Kombat, but I haven't seen a real cow get slaughtered in front of me. So we saw that, and I remember seeing the cow, big fucking cow, on the street in Pakistan, third world country shit. And I'm like, it didn't really coin on. I'm 11 years old that they're going to kill this thing. And then, all the families there, they're gathered around, they make sure it poos and pees and clears its bowels out, and they're like, all right, it's time for the sacrifice. And I'm like, huh? And then a bunch of my cousins are holding this cow, and then one of them has this big fucking knife and just goes, I don't know the words. It just, and just is slashing this cow's throat, and it is bucking and just going, and freaking the fuck out. And I'm freaking the fuck out as a little chubby 11-year-old going, oh my God, it's so horrific. And this poor thing is struggling while it bleeds out, and then eventually it falls over and, runs out of blood pressure, just falls to the side, and they just have to let it just keep bleeding out, gushing. Right? The heart is pumping directly from, in the neck muscles, whatever it's called, the jugular, just like a Mortal Kombat fatality. And I ran away. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are monsters. You guys are fucking animals. And I ran away inside the house, and I'm just crying, just traumatized as fuck. And, yeah, I'm just like, oh my God, that was crazy, that was insane. My cousin Awais, he's like 3 or 4 years older than me, and he's used to this shit because he was born in Pakistan. He comes to me later, and he comes to me a little bit after, and he's like, hey, check it out, I got one of the teeth. And he just shows me this bloodied cow tooth, and I freak out again. And then my dad's like, comes in, he's like, come on, mate, toughen up. This is what life is. And it's true. That's what life is. Like, this is the circle of life, and you need to embrace it. But I'm fighting with him, like, I can't believe it. You guys are monsters. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is fucked. I didn't say fucked. I was 11. But yeah, and then eventually I calm down, and then one of my aunties or uncles just gives me a skewer, a skewer of the barbecued meat, and they're like, here, eat, enjoy. And I'm still sitting there going, then I take a bite, like this skewer, just a cube beef. And I remember going in my head, it's pretty good. It's really tender. It's just little fat me couldn't avoid the fresh, tasty flavor of freshly butchered beef. And so I'm like, it's pretty good. It's pretty delicious. It's still just so funny. Just me being such a fucking hypocrite. But yeah, that's happening right now in Pakistan and a lot of Arab countries. R.I.P. But that's life, man. And that's honestly like, I think Joe Rogan did the same thing. He was like, he considered going vegan because he did not feel right that he was disconnected from the circle of life and not seeing animals die for our consumption. So that's why he bow hunts. And that's why he, he eats what he kills. And I'm of a similar vein. I don't have part of me, and I probably will do this at some point, wants to go hunt and kill an animal by myself at least once. Not by myself, but hunt and kill an animal on my own accord that I would eat. I think that you need to be part of the circle of life and death, and that's very important. Or else you're just a fucking hypocrite, and this is why you're just subject to factory farming and the bullshit that surrounds that. You have to accept death. You have to accept the goal. And I'm a squeamish little bitch. I ain't gonna fucking deny that. Like, I'll watch I literally will watch Mortal Kombat fatalities, like, when the new one comes out, when they've got like download patches and they've got new characters and they've got new fatalities. I'm like, ooh, let's see what happens here. Disemboweling, pulling out spines. And I'm like, yeah. But if you show me some animal cruelty video or, some of that even now, I'm like, no good, no bueno. But yeah, we're filthy fucking hypocrites if we don't do so. And I am right now, because I'm going to go, wrap this up and have some dinner and have a big old dose of protein. And yeah, we need to be part of the circle of life, or yeah, maybe it's worth becoming a little soy boy vegan, right? Just to maintain some integrity in our lives. Could be the move. Will be the move. Can't wait for episode 500 of the Binge Thinker, where you just hear... I'm like, live from Karachi. Alhamdulillah. I don't think that'll make it into the YouTube. And on that delightful note, folks, I'm going to leave it there for this week. You know where to find me, at Jamil J. Raymond on all the socials, techsales.academy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, see you next week. Lovers, love yous all. Ciao for now.